Okay, Amplify Daily number 43. How and where I remind myself daily of what I need to be focused on and keep track of every project going on in the business at a glance. Let's get into it. So this area right here is this is a little event that pops up every single day on my Google Calendar. Pops up about 8:45, and it gives me the opportunity to basically remind myself what I need to be doing. So right here at the top, it's just called Reviewing a Line, Mindsets Money, and it says M2M Master Project Tracking Sheet URLs, all departments plus primary focus areas. It's got a link to my master Google Sheet for my trackers across all my departments. I'll show you all that in a minute. And then it also, inside the description, has a very clear outline of what I should be working on daily. Because as y'all know, it is very easy to get sidetracked as the CEO of your small business. When you got a million projects, all of them feel like they need to be happening at once. But in reality, there's stuff that is higher priority, and we need to always know what those things are. I'll walk y'all through how I do that for myself, not always successfully, but I do a great job at managing my team at doing that. So, what should I be working on daily? Content, content, content. I'm clear on that for 2024. That is where I need to be focusing my time. And that looks like a few different things. One, podcast recording and review. Two, video review of video production projects that my team is working on at any given time. Social media review of the different posts that are going out across various channels. Producing short form videos. That is my 1 minute expert format. I've got a structure that I created for myself that, and my clients too, that allows me to have my video production team be able to create 5 pieces of social media shareable content that are in short form. So anywhere between 15 seconds, 30 seconds, up to 60 seconds. From every 60-second short video that I shoot on my mobile device, I can get 5 pieces of social shareable content. I'll show y'all that on a different video, but that's what that is: producing short form videos, email campaign creation, article writing, like Amplify Daily, and ongoing study. So, deliberate practice of going back and looking at trainings from the different masterminds that I'm in and really taking some of those key principles and reviewing them, figuring out how to integrate them into my business, etc. Things to remember in 2024. I always give myself words for the year. So in 2022, my words for the year were do it. I mean, were adventure and excitement, and so I applied that to situations throughout the year. I found myself when I found myself saying no to things before I even considered them. It's like, oh, you don't eat oysters, you're gonna eat them today. Adventure and excitement, like things like that, and it really livened up my year, gave me a lot of great experiences, great memories, and it also broadened me. It stretched my comfort zone. 2023, my words were do it afraid. And in 2023, I did lots of stuff that was really scary. I joined 6 figures worth of masterminds and never would have seen myself spending that kind of money on being in rooms. And I'm somebody who invests in being in rooms, but that was a harrowing experience. It was a lot of travel, it was a lot of work, and it was an amazing opportunity to be in the room with people who are best in their craft in the country and see how I stood up. And let me tell you, being able to be around the best and realize that you are indeed a peer, on their level. And in some cases, maybe even much further along than you even expected. That is something that can't be put back in the box and will add fuel to your fire. So that was important for me in 2023. And in 2023, I also found myself doing it afraid and hiring more people to build out the structure and the scalability of my business than I have in all of the years I've been in business combined. And I've been a full time business owner for 25 years now. I've always built small, efficient teams that were just, me, a handful of contractors, solid process and systems in place, and didn't need a lot of people. Well, this year is the first time that I've been building something that required way more people than I was used to. And at times we had up to 35 contractors that were on the team across various departments, from social media to SEO um, to video production, email management, operations. There was a ton of people that I hired across all these different areas, and I had to figure out how to manage all these folks. So some of what I'm going to show you today is the structure that I put in place for actually managing a remote team of dozens of people across multiple countries and time zones. And that was a really tough experience. Drinking from the fire hose. It took a long time for me to figure out a system that worked, but I did figure out a system that works for me. And it now allows me to really seamlessly manage my teams literally from my cell phone, anywhere in the country. If I got my phone, we are in business. So I'm gonna show y'all all that. My words for the year for 2024 are discipline, consistency, and say less. And what that means for me is the reason I want to keep these top of mind is this is a year for me, and I keep saying this: fingers in the dirt. You know, it's one of the reasons why inside of this narrative I took on Amplify Daily, I want to be writing every single day. Not because I necessarily want to be writing, but because my commitment is to really building my personal brand, like I help other people do in 2024, and building my personal platform. And that requires me to be visible on social media. And I do have things to say, lots of things to say, but I needed to create a structure to force myself to get in the habit of publishing content. So Amplify Daily is my structure to force me to publish content every single day. That takes discipline, that takes consistency, and I'm inspired by those narratives this year. Say less is for me about showing more, saying less. You know, not talking about, and I've made a practice of this over a lot of years now, due to some really, really great mentors helping me through that, of saying not so much what I'm getting ready to do, but saying what I am doing present moment and what I've already done. Not announcing big things from the rooftops and y'all watch me work. More so, you know, here's what's happening in real life right now. You can see it happening and look backwards and see what I've done. And with my projects, I want to make sure that I'm demonstrating competency a lot more. So I want to be doing more live audits of people's businesses. I want to be doing more behind the red curtain launches so people can see me doing my craft in real time, and understand the areas where I have expertise. I have expertise and be able to engage in that way. So that's part of the process, is saying less and showing more. Here, simplicity. These are the things that I need to remind myself of in my transactions day to day. Simplicity, focus on really common sense, simple offers to those in my audience who need them. Um, Quick start guide downloadables that take the exact info and courses and simply turn it into PDF form. Simple, low hanging fruit. My internal storytelling frameworks that I use for my own business. When I show these things to people, folks are like, can I buy that? You know, making the stuff that I use for my own business available to people to purchase. I've got so many frameworks around audience building, list building, warm network launch, and marketing and sales automation. It is crazy. And most of them I only make available to my clients in very limited form. I don't really make available to the general public mostly. And in 2024, these are some really easy wins to take the stuff I do every single day for my own business and for my clients and just make it available to other people. Um, Making sure that I'm doing, focusing on multi email story series. People resonate with stories. And so I want to make sure that this year, I do a lot more storytelling because I do know how to storytell very well in written form. And I need to make sure that I'm focusing on getting that out in series. So, not just one story, but a series of 5 stories at a time, 10 stories at a time over multiple days, and keeping people engaged via email and social. Emailing every day, cutting longer emails off after paragraph one and turning those into blog posts and newsletters. I am notorious, y'all, for planning to send out a short email or do a short newsletter. And before I know it, or a short post, I mean, on social media, before I know it, I've got something that is a full scale article or newsletter. And just making sure that I take the first little sizzle part of that and cut it off and say, click here for the rest of the story, and take them to an article, take them to a newsletter is a much better use than just having that be a long email. Taking those blog posts and newsletters and ultimately turning those into carousel posts and stories using the screenshots of those simple low hanging fruit. No editing, no nothing. Just literally take screenshots, turn it into a carousel of the articles, driving people into my Facebook groups, going live in there with deeper dive breakdowns, like I was talking about, of live audits of people's businesses, and live breakdowns of launches I'm doing. Easy low hanging fruit for me to just do that with audiences I already have camped out in different groups. Publishing at least once every single day to every audience across social media and email, like I mentioned. And again, show don't tell. Social media posts with partial trainings that are brass tack specific and getting people into immediate action. When I speak, I do professional speaking in different rooms. Not often because I just don't want to do much of that. But I don't prefer to do keynotes. I like doing facilitated sessions where it is a workshop, excuse me, of some kind, and I get people into action. Not me talking head sitting at the front of the room, but people actually doing work, small group session where I'm leading that work and they're coming to a real conclusion about something in real time that's going to impact their life or their business, getting to a measurable result. I like doing that on social media too. Challenges, leading people down tracks that in real time, if I share something on social, I'm showing you how to do something that you can implement in your business tomorrow, not speaking theoretically about a generic strategy, that things to think about. No, things to do that are going to produce you a result tomorrow. So, doing brass tack specific trainings like that, inviting people to paid trainings to, once I show them part of the framework, get you to an outcome, cool. Pay me for the rest of the training, but giving people real trainings that get them to an outcome right away. And also behind the red curtain trainings to allow people to watch me build and execute campaigns in real time. Nothing proves that you're an expert like watching people, letting people watch you before you have the result. It's really easy to actually take only your successful stuff and then shoot a video. And then break that stuff up and do it backwards and say, "Here's how I did it." Most people won't actually show you the process in real time while they're doing it because they can't guarantee the result. But if you're an expert's expert, you're not afraid to do that. And that separates folks who are cream of the crop from people who may be good at something, but maybe aren't confident that they can produce it every time. If you know that you can produce this thing every single time, and even if it doesn't produce the result, the framework is the framework, right? You're going to learn something from that that's going to be beneficial and useful every time. I think it's way more valuable to just show people the work in real time while it's being done. And that is an exciting thing to watch. So, show don't tell, simple, low hanging fruit for me in 2024. And lastly, member based features. So, evidence and social proof about outcomes for clients and customers over lifestyle for me. You're not ever going to see me posting a bunch of stuff about, what room I'm in, a watch or a car or, a house or anything like that. I drive a 2011 black Lexus. It needs to be detailed. I don't care. It's paid for. I have not had to pay a card on that thing for years. I'm focused on investing. I'm focused on building a lasting legacy for my family. I like cars, I like houses, but it's not the time for me to do that right now. I have no desire to. And so I'm not going to be showing that stuff. And even if I did have a flashy car right now, you wouldn't see me, with the perennial shot of like my hand on the wheel with watch on the driver, like on the what's it called? The steering wheel with logo of said car in the shot too. You're just not, that's not my style. What you will see is maybe me popping from a few weeks ago. I was in Atlanta for a few days for an event, and I left one day early, and I popped over to Miami to go to a surprise birthday party for a friend of mine in the online marketing space, Dominique Brown. And he runs a very successful company. Ina met me in Miami for a night, and I came straight from the airport in the Uber Black XL, picked her up at the hotel. We went straight to dinner and then flew back to Chicago the next morning. That's the kind of thing that I'll show on social media. Not to be braggy, this is just my life. There's certain things that I do that I find fun and interesting. I'll show some lifestyle stuff, but I'm not going to be showing, like flash for the sake of flash. That's not my style. I would much rather show outcomes for clients and customers and things like that. So, and also the last thing is really focusing on turning my customers into influencers. This has always been a strategy of mine for membership networks. It's why I like membership. With my I'm Black in Tech membership group that I built in the technology space some years back, we grew that to 6,000 people across 16 countries, primarily through on our Instagram channel at I'm Black in Tech. We would literally just feature people from around the country who were at various stages of their technology companies. We feature them on our channel. We give them a spotlight. We help them to grow their business, and we get them connected to resources and to each other. That was the entire network, and it grew virally. We never ran an ad. We never paid for event space, and we did over 70 events in 4 cities across 3 years and grew to close to 6,000 people. And it was an application-based membership network, and there were free and paid memberships. Never ran an ad, but it was because we made our members influencers by shining that spotlight on them, making them many celebrities in the community. And I plan on doing the same thing with my Mindset to Money membership. I plan on doing the same thing with my online luminary membership when we launch that coming up in 2024 for people who are experts, influencers, coaches, consultants, speakers, people who are online luminaries. I plan on having a membership community online to give them a space to support, celebrate, educate one another, just like we did with I'm Black in Tech. That'll start in Chicago, grow locally, regionally, nationally. But the focus is always turning members and customers into many influencers in the community and online by just shining the spotlight on them that's necessary and helping them to grow. I found that by being a person who connects other people to resources, it always has you be relevant. It always has you be in the room. So this is high level, my quick framework. Every single morning I see this and it pops back on my calendar. I take a look at it and it keeps me present to what I'm doing for the year, as well as what I'm doing, what I need to be doing for the day. And what I'll go through tomorrow with y'all is this document right here. This actually is kind of my master blueprint, my tracking spreadsheet that gives me the links to all of the trackers across my different departments. So I've got a master tracker for all of my projects going on at any time in the company that are web development, design projects. I've got a master tracker for all of our email marketing automation, for all the funnel maps across Mindsets Money, across Property Preservation Mastery, all the social media management stuff that we do, video production projects that are going on at a given time, SEO articles that we write. We generate an SEO article for every single masterclass that we do for Mindset to Money. And all of this stuff is very, very well tracked. And this is how I'm able to operate as a, tiny little company, but I can manage literally dozens of people across multiple countries, working on dozens to at some points. No, it's dozens. So always like dozens of projects at any given time. And I'll show you one, and then we'll move. Then I'll jump off of here and we'll save the rest for tomorrow. But this right here is my master tracker for all of our projects going on in the company at any given time that are web development related. Excuse me. And as you can see, I don't keep this thing up. This is my team that keeps this up. At any given time, I can pop on here every single day, and I can see any project that we're working on across the entire company. There are hundreds of projects that have been tracked through here. And at any given time, there's probably a couple dozen projects that are open at various levels of priority that need to be worked on. And the stuff that is being worked on this week is always going to be scheduled before Sunday, because I don't believe in for a company my size, I don't believe in planning out projects, multiple 2, 3, 4 weeks in advance, because it's just not real. It's not reality. We're a startup, and things are dynamic. They're moving quickly. You're never able to keep your pulse on everything. It's really 7 days at a time in the company, no matter how well intended that you are. And so the way that we keep track of that is I have my team, anything that's happening, we go Monday through Sunday in our planning. So anything that's happening this week before Sunday is scheduled before Sunday, and we put the date that is scheduled for. Anything that is not scheduled before Sunday of this week does not go on the calendar for being scheduled. It is not yet scheduled, right? Or if it's already been worked on, it's waiting on review. And we always have 4 states for our projects. There's the first scheduled date, there's last scheduled date, there's current scheduled date, and there's due date. Why? Because I want to know the first time that we actually schedule it. I want to know how long on average it's taken us to get certain projects done. I want to know when's the last time it's been on the calendar. I want to know when's the current date is going to be on the calendar. And I want to know what that date is, consistent with what the due date is. So I can see what our pace is like completing projects. And high level, I don't allow my team when they're naming the naming convention for projects. This is not my project management tool. Be clear, we use Asana for project management to assign things to people to keep track of, all the dates for the micro actions that need to happen across any one project. There might be 15, 20 things that need to happen for that project to get complete. This is just my master tracker for high level all the projects, but we can see every Asana link. So I use Asana internally. My development team, they like to have ClickUp as well. So they track anything there. Any Slack threads that are referencing this for communication back and forth day to day get linked in here. Any reference file URLs, priority level, and any other details, all that stuff goes into this tracker. And I don't allow them to use fragments on the sentences when they give the title of the thing. It has to be a full sentence, so there's no confusion, and a high level instruction of what the main thing they need to be thinking about with respect to what this project is. So I'll go into more detail on this tomorrow, but I just wanted to give y'all a quick kind of glance at this master tracker. This is one. I have these for every single department that is in motion in the company. And this is how I'm able to keep track at a glance of everything. Each individual team manages their own project tracking sheet. And I'm able to see top 3 most important projects going on in any given day, and all other projects that are scheduled for that day. So when I wake up and take a quick look, if something is off, I know that something high priority is not on the schedule it should be, or something that's low priority is higher than it should be. I can give them some course correction really quick, 1 or 2 minutes, and I'm off with the rest of my day. And they're going to give me an update at the end of the day on what's been done. All right. Hopefully that was helpful for y'all. That is my Amplify Daily for today. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all take care.